This is day one of me walking the Brooklyn Bridge every day for 7 days while I tell you the story of how it was built. The year was 1852. There was no way to get from Manhattan to Brooklyn at the time except by ferry boat. A German immigrant named John Roebling with his son Washington Roebling were on a boat on the East River in the middle of winter, and they were held up because of ice. And John Roebling was not a man who liked to be held up by things like that. He told his son, "We are going to build a bridge from Manhattan to Brooklyn, and it's going to be a suspension bridge, and it's going to be the best bridge America has ever seen." John Roebling was already a master bridge builder, especially of suspension bridges. He was also the inventor of steel wire, which was much more effective than hemp wire, especially for suspension bridges. He started a company, Roebling & Sons. He was also just a very cool and odd and quirky guy. He believed that water was the cure for everything, which will come up later in the story. He pitches it to the investors and to the state. They think the idea is crazy because of how long the East River is. He takes them on a tour of all of the suspension bridges that he's built, all the way to Ohio, and then all the way up to Niagara Falls. And they decide, you know, if this guy can build a suspension bridge at Niagara Falls, maybe he can take on the East River. They approved it, and John Roebling and his son Washington became the engineers for what is now called the Brooklyn Bridge. Deciding to build the Brooklyn Bridge was just the beginning, though. As you will see, the story of how this bridge got built is truly one of the craziest stories I've ever read, and it's hard to fathom how they pulled this off in the 1800s. Come back for day 2 of me walking the Brooklyn Bridge, where we learn about his tragic fate and how his son Washington gets majorly involved in the project.